Welcome to Who You Got, a show where we look at upcoming matchups and we pick the winning team. I'm your host, Jacob Senstead. It is the day after Halloween. Nicole and I scored big when we went trick-or-treating.
Absolutely.
They wondered why a couple of college students were going door to door, but yeah, they didn't ask too much. So like I mentioned, I'm joined by Daily Iowan's Nicole Thomasik.
Well, thank you for having me, Jacob.
Absolutely, Nicole. Let's get started. On Saturday, the number 5 Oklahoma Sooners are taking on the 11th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. This is one of Big 12's biggest rivalries they have. So Nicole, who you got?
Well, you know, Jacob, Oklahoma has to come in very strong in order to have a chance of remaining in the playoff picture. The Sooners haven't lost a road game since October of 2014. Oklahoma State has been playing a lot of close games and could easily have a few losses. This is an elimination game as far as the playoffs are concerned in recent years. And Oklahoma is 8-2 against Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma also has Heisman candidate Baker Mayfield. He surprised everyone with his capability, so hopefully he shows off his skills in this upcoming game.
Yeah, you're right. Baker Mayfield is having a great year for Oklahoma. He's definitely going to be a Heisman candidate for sure. I don't know if he can beat out Saquon Barkley. I think he's really good. A lot of people forget Oklahoma State's quarterback, Mason Rudolph, is having a great year. He has numbers comparable to Baker Mayfield's. A couple hundred more yards, like 2 more picks. This is an Oklahoma team that gave up 41 points to Baylor, and Baylor hasn't won a game yet this year.
Yeah.
So if Oklahoma's defense can't show up and stop Rudolph, I think Oklahoma State's going to have a good upset here, and they can maybe jump to 7th, 8th place and really start making their way towards the playoff picture. Notre Dame's in the playoff picture. Anyone can get in. So anyway, on to our next matchup. Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. The Cowboys just lost their running back Ezekiel Elliott this week. Nicole, who you got?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys look for their 3rd straight victory to stay in the race for the NFC East. They've won 8 out of their 10 home games. Kansas looks for their 7th win of the season to build the lead in the AFC West before their bye week. They have won 9 out of their 10 road games.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are a really good team. I think with the weapons of Zeke and Dak Prescott, they were doing really well. Cole Beasley's having a big year this year, but now that Zeke is out and Cole Beasley's doubtful, they don't know if he's going to play this Sunday, I don't think the Cowboys have enough to pull this one off. And Dallas's O-line, sure, they can block for anyone. Anyone could be a good running back for Dallas, but I don't think they have enough in the tank to win this matchup this weekend.
Yeah, honestly, Jacob, without Zeke, I completely agree that the Cowboys won't pull off this one.
Alrighty, so on to our last matchup of the week. The Redskins are facing off against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Now, the Seahawks have had quite a good season, but they've been pretty quiet, and it's because the Rams have come up and they're tied with them at 5-2 in first place. But I'm telling you, Seattle is actually a really good team. I see them making a really good run for the Super Bowl this year, definitely making the playoffs for sure. Nicole, who you got?
Well, you know, they haven't played each other in around 3 years. The Redskins come off a home loss 33-19 versus Dallas, which dropped them 3rd place in the NFC East. Of the Seahawks come off with a wild win, 41-38 against Texans in a home win. They're now tied with the Rams in first place at 5-2. Russell Wilson also had the best game of his career last week as he went 26-41 for 452 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I really like Russell Wilson. He's a really good quarterback. Seattle's going to have a tough matchup this week, I think. Earl Thomas went down last week when they were playing against the Texans. He had a hamstring injury. He's listed as doubtful. I don't think he's going to play, and neither do the Seahawks. With the Redskins, Kirk Cousins, a really good young quarterback. He's got some weapons, but their defense I don't think they can pull it off. I don't think they can keep Seattle to a reasonable score. I think Russell Wilson, he can work some magic in the 4th quarter. That's when they're going to pull away. And even if they do make the playoffs, they're going to lose to the Vikings. Everyone knows it. That's my team for the year.
Whatever you say.
Anyway, that's all we have for this week's installment of Who You Got. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to tune into Daily Iowan's YouTube channel to catch all of our segments Monday through Friday.